It was late afternoon, the golden sun dipped low, throwing long shadows across the quiet street in front of Maplewood Elementary. Children had long since been picked up, their laughter fading into the distance, but one little girl still sat alone at the school gate. Her small backpack leaned against the iron bars, her sneakers were scuffed, her hands clutched the straps as though they were her only anchor in the world. Her name was Leela. She was 7, and as the minutes ticked by, her eyes searched the road again and again, waiting for someone who never came. At that very moment, a sleek black car slowed to a stop at the curb. Out stepped a man in a tailored suit, his wristwatch gleaming in the fading light. His name was Ethan Cole, a millionaire CEO, known in business circles for his sharp mind and ruthless efficiency. To most, Ethan was a man who didn't notice the small details of life, but something about the sight of this tiny figure at the gate made him pause. "Why is she still here?" he muttered to himself. Instead of heading into his meeting nearby, Ethan walked toward her. His polished shoes tapped against the pavement, but his voice was gentle. "Hey there," he said, crouching down to her level. "Are you waiting for someone?" Leela looked up. Her big brown eyes shimmered with uncertainty. For a moment, she said nothing. Then, in the smallest whisper, she replied, "My broken bar. My mom was supposed to come, but she didn't." Ethan's chest tightened. He glanced at the empty road, then back at the little girl. "Do you know your mom's phone number?" he asked carefully. Leela shook her head. "She works a lot. Sometimes a broken bar she forgets." It was a simple statement, but the weight behind it struck Ethan harder than any boardroom deal. He recognized the look in her eyes, the look of a child used to being overlooked. He remembered himself at that age, a father who was never home, a mother always too tired, and Ethan, waiting alone, pretending he didn't mind. Ethan had a full schedule, a late meeting, calls stacked up, a waiting driver tapping the steering wheel. But in that moment, the millionaire CEO made a decision no one expected. "All right," he said softly, offering his hand. "How about I wait with you? You shouldn't have to sit here all alone." Leela blinked. No one had ever said that to her before. Slowly, she placed her tiny hand in his. They sat together on the steps of the school gate. Ethan bought her a juice from the vending machine nearby. She told him about her favorite subject, art, and how she wanted to be a painter one day. Ethan, for the first time in years, found himself actually listening. Really listening. Minutes turned into an hour. Still, no one came for Leela. Concerned, Ethan finally asked the school staff for help. They contacted social services, who revealed the truth. Leela's mother had been struggling, working multiple jobs, barely making ends meet, sometimes leaving her daughter unattended without meaning harm. She loved her child, but life had been merciless. Ethan felt something stir in him. He had built skyscrapers, empires, and fortune as a broken bar, but in front of him was a child who needed something money couldn't usually buy: time, care, and presence. And for the first time, he realized he had the power to give it. When Leela's mother finally arrived, exhausted, frazzled, tears brimming in her eyes as she expected judgment, maybe even someone threatening to take her daughter away. But instead, Ethan stood there with Leela, calm and steady. "Your daughter is incredible," he told the woman. "She deserves the world, and she deserves you. A broken bar, not broken, not drowning in work, but whole." The mother broke down, sobbing. "Yeah, broken bar. I just don't know how to keep going. I'm failing her." And that was the moment Ethan did something no one in his company would have believed. He offered to help, not as a CEO, not as a millionaire, but as a man who remembered what it was like to be forgotten. He arranged for safe childcare support. He connected the mother with resources she never knew existed. Quietly, without cameras or press, he made sure they had enough to get back on their feet. Weeks later, Leela sat again at the school gate, but this time, her mom was waiting for her, smiling, rested, holding her hand, and nearby, Ethan's car drove past. He caught the sight, and for once, his heart felt lighter than his bank account. Leela waved, her small hand stretching high into the air. Ethan smiled back, because sometimes, the greatest empires are not built in boardrooms. They're built in moments of humanity, one small act of kindness at a time. A little girl sat alone at a school gate, and a millionaire CEO stopped. What seemed like an ordinary afternoon turned into a turning point for 3 lives. The lesson? You never know how much light one small act of compassion can bring into someone's darkness. And maybe, just maybe, that's what true wealth really means.